Welcome, class, to week 5. It's Dr. Bayshore, and we're going to be going through what we did this past week and then focus on what we have ahead in this week. So, week 4 review, we talked about communications and buy-in. And as part of that, we have to be able to describe for our audience or the stakeholders of our particular company or organization what is the change, who will be affected, why are we making the change, how will the change be done or executed, and when will the change be completed, and how do you deal with resistance? So we talked about all these factors as part of the process and as part of communications. And in the end, it really means that you have to be able to sell your change to the organization or company that you're in, or your department even. You have to make that overwhelming argument that says, this is a great change to do and this is why. So once you do that, then you can move on and start looking at other areas of the change management activity. So from a course progression, we dealt with urgency, we talked about the team, our vision, communication, buy-in, and this week we're going to talk about empower action. Now, I'm taking this from our book by Cotter and Cohen, the phrase empower action. I'm not a real big fan of that phrasing. So just so you know, I always look at this as how do I remove obstacles? And I look at barriers to that communication process. And that's what the authors really mean about empowering action, is removing barriers. So this week's assignments, we're going to have discussion questions. There's 2 discussion questions that are due on Wednesday, and then a journal article. But I changed this up a little bit. I would like you to go out and find an article on a different change model than what we see in Cotter and Cohen's book. And there's lots of them out there. I went in and just did a quick search on organizational change models or processes, and there's lots that come up if you're doing an internet search. So I would recommend finding a good journal article, and then you're going to review that change model per the instructions that are in the module 5. And then there's daily engagement, and this week in support of your change plan, your own change plan, we're going to focus on removing obstacles. So you'll be discussing what obstacles do you currently see with your change project, and how will you remove them or mitigate those obstacles? So from an engagement perspective, really liked the change presentations this past week. Next week, we're really going to be honing in on your final change plan. And so make sure that as you continue developing your presentation, you're going to actually include that with your final change plan. So it will be part of your final project, and you actually have it done. So you're moving along very well there. Continue to coach and help each other with comments and questions. I was encouraged by people giving comments. We also will be doing a peer review, most likely week 7, prior to your final change plan. So I'm trying to figure out how to work that into the curriculum so we can have more feedback from each other. And then lastly, I'm always wanting more dialogue on our weekly topics. I try and keep the conversations going, but I appreciate those that are weighing in and commenting and questioning others about their ideas, and that helps us all learn. So continue to do that. As always, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to ask them. And also, if you want to send me rough drafts of your journal article review, please do so, and I will get feedback back to you during the week when you send those. So I encourage you to do that as well. We'll be talking to you this week, so everyone have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll start week 5 shortly. Thanks.